So I guess
Because
just...
I'm looking at God. Answer.
Bitch, he doesn't want to see your gay ass.
Okay.
Teenager therapy, because we have problems too.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Teenager Therapy. I'm Gael.
I'm Isaac.
I'm Mark.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Thomas.
And welcome back to the podcast. We're back for another week. Haven't missed one yet. How long can we keep the streak going? Who knows? You know, we had this event at school and there was like a bunch of acts, right? So they asked this one question that I thought was pretty cool. They were like, what do you value in a friend? And like, that got me thinking.
Wait, at school?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did I go to?
Oh,
different
Mr.
school?
and Mrs. Saxon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mhm,
Well, I was
one.
backstage, so I didn't hear.
Did you not? Oh wait, does that mean you missed the show?
I watched like some of the things, but I was too busy like reading the script and like yeah. I mean, I still watched it, but I couldn't really enjoy it because I had to be ready for like everything.
Yeah. Well, thanks for you. Well, I watched it, and they asked that question. You know, what do you value in a friend the most?
I value loyalty and honesty.
What's okay? If you had to choose one thing that's the most important to you, which would it be?
Honesty.
Honesty?
Yes.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I was thinking either honesty or loyalty. I can't decide.
I think honesty is better.
Honesty.
Doesn't honesty come with loyalty?
Oh,
In what way?
Someone's loyal to you, like they wouldn't lie to you.
No,
They
somebody
wouldn't
can be
leave you.
somebody can be loyal to you and still lie to you.
Really?
What?
Yes, of course.
I mean, to be
Well-
nice then. If you're lying to be nice.
well, I mean, you could be honest but not be loyal.
that's true.
You can be honest while being loyal.
You can be both.
Yeah.
If you can be both, that's great.
That's like a perfect friend. Look at
Exactly.
them go. Well, what's the most important aspect though? You think it's those two? Loyalty and trust?
Maybe. Or yeah, I would say those are two most important.
What do you value? What do you value in a friendship?
It was the same thing, loyalty, and
Loyalty?
honesty.
Really?
Yeah, without that, they're not even your friend at all.
You think those are
Oh.
your
That's what you
two
think?
most important
Yeah.
things though?
Yeah,
It's
those
like,
are
those are
literally
your
the
main
key-
ones.
The key components.
What else is there?
They're just little things.
What do you mean, like
Like-
the little things? What are the little things?
Well, they're not little things, but like
Like, what do you notice in your close friends that like make you realize like, wow, they're great people?
Yeah, a common trait. Sure.
Oh, you
Yes.
guys think they all have common traits?
Oh.
I think that,
it depends on the friends you have.
yeah, because you can have different friend
Yeah.
groups.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Like, I don't necessarily look for a common trait.
Well, I
no,
don't-
but it's just something you've noticed.
yeah,
Mm.
it's
I
not something
never
you
thought
look
of that
for,
either.
but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
realize it's there.
What?
Honestly, maybe like compassion, because with compassion, that means like the other person will always be like they want the best for you, and they care about you, and they will always try to be there for you. You know?
Mm. Loyalty? You think?
No, I
you
said
think that's
compassion.
similar? You think that's similar?
Oh, okay, because I think
I don't
like
think
like
so.
Loyalty is a little
just means
different.
that
compassion is different.
Loyalty is like you'll never betray that person.
yeah, but
And you always stick
compassion was
with them.
like
Compassion is like having the feeling
yeah,
of
yeah.
It's empathy.
yeah,
Yeah.
empathy
Mm.
basically. Cause my trait would be like I was thinking about like love, just have love for them,
Mm-hmm.
and then what I mean by that is like yeah, compassion and just wanting the best for them, and that you just have genuine mutual feelings with each other.
I feel like it's for me, it's just give like all your effort into that friendship and not be looking like, well, I'm like they're not putting in effort, so then I shouldn't put effort.
Oh,
Because like there's times where you like every day won't be like a good day for you. There might be days where you just put no effort into a friendship, right? But like if you have the mentality of I'm only gonna put effort if they put effort into it, then like if there's one day where like there's something wrong with them and they just feel kind of out of it, and then you'll get offended and be like, oh, they're not even putting effort to talk to me today, so I'm not even gonna try. I feel like that's it's a bad mentality to have that I've noticed. It's pretty common. I see a lot of people have that energy of I'm only gonna do it if he does it. So I read it in a book somewhere, and it was just like no matter what, just give your best energy to someone, and if they really care, eventually they'll give it back. Well, not necessarily. You shouldn't expect them to give it back. You should just focus on yourself and you being like a good person. And then after a while, if they decide to not be a good person, then I guess that's when you could just cut them off if you don't feel like doing that anymore. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see like where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever experienced that? You know,
I would say I have that mentality sometimes.
really?
Yeah.
I
Wait,
could
which
see it. I
mentality?
could see it for sure, Caleb.
Which
for
mentality?
Wait, what do you mean for
the
sure?
Like the mentality of if he's not putting in effort, then I'm not going to put in effort.
What,
Like-
explain,
Like
please.
like when Mark was like ignoring me, and you were like, "Well, he's not even talking to you," so I would just give up.
I did not say that. Did I?
Really? Yeah.
Kayla.
Well, not that harsh.
I said
You're-
like give him time, but if eventually he just like still like is ignoring you,
That's the
then wait for
thing.
him to approach you.
The exact words I remember where I was like, I mean, I talked to him, but then he just kind of like walked away, and then you were like, "Oh, well then at that point I wouldn't even try."
Oh,
Remember?
well, because you did try already,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
just kind of turned away, didn't he?
Right? Yeah. So do you think that's the mentality of like he's not putting in effort, so maybe you should just stop wasting your time?
Yeah, I would say I have that mentality
Mhm.
sometimes.
I have it too, but it's only when like it goes on for like more than just a day.
Oh, that's true.
Like
Exactly.
Yeah, it only goes
Yes.
like one day, sure, whatever. But
Yeah.
if it keeps happening, I'm obviously gonna get annoyed.
Not annoyed, just maybe like, oh, okay, I guess they don't want to talk anymore.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess for me, maybe like a week. It seems like they just gave up. Then I like check to see what's wrong, and if they don't open up or anything, then I'd be like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't. I should let go of that burden. Well, because like the thing I read was only just give your best to people until you start to take a toll on that. Like if you no longer enjoy giving your like all to them, then that's when you should let go of someone. Isaac, what's your mentality?
For me, like I always give my all to them. So if it's like in one period, they don't usually talk to me as much. Like I would still give them my all no matter what. So I'm kind of like, oh, did I do something? It's like, why aren't they putting in effort?
And
So mine's like a really short time span.
really,
Yeah.
and like, so what about when you're not like when you're the person that's not putting effort? Like, what do you do in that case? Like when, like if you're sad and you don't feel like talking to anyone, and you're just kind of like, maybe, yeah, like if you're ever just sad, do you want people to approach you? Do you want like them to just leave you alone? What do you look for?
You see, that's the thing. I feel like sometimes I see both sides in the like that mindset, and so it's kind of hypocritical of me to say, well, I'm gonna stop giving effort if they do, when I can also like
You'd want them to give the effort.
exactly.
Mhm.
It's hypocritical of me,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, if I'm the one it was sad, I still want them to put effort.
Really? What
Yeah.
if you like still push them away? Because like sometimes I've seen like you're like mad or sad, and like I try to talk to you, but then you just kind of like ignore me and walk away. And at that point, like, what would you want me to do?
Well,
'Cause,
if
like-
if you put in enough effort, yeah, I'll stop.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Because for me, it's like you don't try to talk to me until something's wrong. Not you, but like if that ever happens, it's like they saw something was finally wrong, and that's when they finally try to help.
What-
Rather than
What if it's a close friend like me?
like, what can you do?
Yeah, because like sometimes, like everything's fine, and then suddenly like you get sad or mad, and then I try to talk to you, and then you just like walk away and just like give me like short answers. So like, what would you say like you're looking for in that? Are you just looking for space, or
Oh, for then I'd probably just be looking for space.
really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be sad if I just left you alone and didn't talk to you? Because I experience that too sometimes when like I'm sad and like I just want to like ignore everyone, but like I still want them to come up to me. But then when they come up to me, I'm like ignore them, but I'm still like, wait, no, keep coming,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, what do I want? Like, I myself don't know what I want. So what would you guys want?
I don't know, I'm kind of like you, Guy. Like, I kind of want the person to come up to me, but at the same time, if I'm really sad, then I don't really want to talk to anybody at that point. But it's so nice to see that they, gave an
Mhm.
effort. Thomas, what about you?
For me, like, whenever I'm sad or like mad about something, I don't really stop talking to other people. Like, like I never stop talking to other
Yeah.
people. I don't. Yeah, just because I'm mad or sad, I will always try and socialize and like be outgoing no matter what. Even though I am sad. And like, yeah, I do want space sometimes. I'm just like, well, I really don't want to go to school and like see these people. Like not because I have a problem with them. I want space. But
You still appreciate the message,
wait, what?
or do you like still appreciate them, like show effort to like talk to you?
I mean, they wouldn't notice that anything's wrong because I'm not like
I was thinking like,
evidently like showing that I'm sad. I'm just
mhm,
yeah, I don't really like to show that I'm sad unless like
you're
I'm
sad.
really, really sad. And at that point, I think people know what to do, whether they come up to me or give me space. It's fine.
You think they know?
I think they know like what to do. Like my close friends,
How?
because what do you mean?
Like, because you're saying like we know what to do. You're close friends, so how would we know if you want space or to be left alone? You think it's that obvious?
Yes, I think it's pretty obvious when I want space and when I want you guys to talk to me.
I think you want space when you're mad and you want to talk when you're sad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like when I'm sad, I don't think I ever want space unless it's like in my own room, Then I want space.
Mark, do you like space? Like having space?
No,
No?
I want somebody there.
To come up to you?
Yeah,
Mm.
when I'm sad, when I'm mad, yeah, I guess so I can like vent, talk about it. I remember I was at a tournament for volleyball, and we lost the game, and I got really sad over that, and I started crying.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and I went up the bleachers, to be left alone by everybody. But then there was like some people that cared and like asked what was wrong, and then are you okay and all that. But like just out of like a sudden urge, I just yelled at them back, said leave me alone.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, damn, I really do that. Or like, I want the space, but when I do get the space, I push it back. But
yeah.
I know that it's good for me, that I want it. And then, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what confuses me about people. Because sometimes people get mad at you. They're like, just leave me alone. But like, do you really want to be left alone?
Mhm. People are just confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, they're just confusing. And like, it's really hard to find them out sometimes, like at the given moment. So,
Just using your best judgment.
yeah. Or well, I mean it's common knowledge or common sense to ask your friend what's wrong, of course, at first. And then depending on the response they give or the reaction, you should
know when to stop. And when it's like, maybe they do just want to be left
you
alone.
should act upon that response.
How long ago was this?
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
It was during I think the first day of spring break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember you texting me. And then
Mhm.
I didn't know if you could tell by the text of my tone or the tone of my texts. But they were really like formal, just straightforward. They weren't mean. It's just no emotion.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice at all. What did I say?
Okay. Or something like that.
Me?
Yeah. You're just asking me when I was gonna come. And then I was like, unfortunately I cannot come at this time. I am so sorry. I apologize. Yeah.
I mean, you do that every time you get serious.
Yeah.
Like every time you're like apologizing for something or like being like emotional and like genuine, you get like really formal. You start using commas too.
I like my comments.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And did you ever like apologize to them or something? Did you ever talk to
Yeah,
them?
of course I did, because I didn't.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, it was just out of nowhere. I didn't really mean it. It's just what was going on at that moment, and oh man, I appreciate it so much, because like right after, like, it feels nice, just to know that there's somebody there for you,
Mm-hmm.
and that like they care. So that's why I think trust. I would say trust for me is one of the most important traits to have in a friend, because you know that person would always be there. So I guess it's like loyalty,
Yeah.
but trust is like, I know that person's always going to be there for you, even though you did something wrong.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think loyalty might be like the most important thing for me. Like, I really like knowing that if I ever like, you know, if I have a friend, like no matter where I go, they'll always like be there and be my friend, right? Like they won't act different like when they're like with other friends or like with, like in certain situations they won't like act different to you.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of, for me, that's like what loyalty means, that like they'll be your friend no matter the situation.
And what do you mean by being your friend?
As in they'll always go up to talk, like if you know, the ones that care enough to like know when you look uncomfortable or when you look like out of place or like you haven't like no one else to talk to, like they'll take the time to, or they'll go out of their way to make sure like you at least have like them to be with, and they won't like just leave you alone and go with like other friends.
Oh,
It's kind of like,
so that they're there for you.
yeah, because sometimes I see people just leaving their friends behind, and like that's such a mean thing to do. When people like, you go to an event together and then they just leave them alone, and you could tell like they're alone now and they went with their other friends, and like like it seems like they forgot about that person. That's really mean. Like I don't know if you guys ever have seen that, but I feel like that's so mean.
I have seen it
Really?
and experienced it.
Oh
so.
no. What
Yeah.
happened?
I was just like little things, like they kind of like not exclude. Yeah, I would say kind of exclude me and stuff. So, but I've noticed that Isaac, you're very loyal. Like you
Yeah.
always make sure to include
No,
everybody.
I won't
Yes.
leave them behind.
Isaac, that's like my favorite thing about Isaac.
Yeah, same.
Like it's something I really, really appreciate.
Thank you.
Like it's so nice when you do that. Like I don't think I've ever gone somewhere with you and felt like I couldn't talk to you because like you were like with other friends. I always like rely on you, which is, I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Gail.
So
That means
thank
a lot.
you. But have you ever experienced that, Isaac?
Yes, a lot.
What? Oh, why? What happened?
Like, it's not even only an event. It could be like in a class, and then like in another class, you could be there for someone, and in the next class, they're not there for you.
Yeah. I kind of get what you mean. Like when like you just like they go with someone else or what? Or they just like, it seems like they just forgot like
Yeah.
that you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've seen that happen. Thomas, have you ever experienced it?
Yeah, I mean, it happened to me like just very few amount of times where I might go somewhere with someone or like to a public event and stuff, and then they see like, oh, like other people they know, and then they just kind of leave me. But I didn't really think anything much of it because, I mean, yeah, I don't feel like excluded or anything. It's only when like they just completely stop talking to me, but they're just there to say hi and then they come back.
Like going back to the loyalty and honesty thing, I would say honesty because like this week, so basically like my friend, and like I'm close with him, but like not super close. So it's like he has like other like friends and stuff, but like I wouldn't really consider him like super loyal, but like he's not loyal either. It's just like whatever's. But then like he was very honest with me like this week, and he told me something, and it just made me value like the friendship like so much more.
Really?
Yeah, so I really feel that honesty is like better.
What kind of honesty was that? Was that
Like he informed me of something. Like he told
Oh.
me something, and I was like, oh
so kind of like they trust you?
yeah, I guess.
Which made you feel Like, you really value that,
Yes.
knowing they trust you.
Mhm.
It was like he was looking out for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
So like
that-
it was
yeah,
honest
nice.
of him for like him to tell me.
Mm-hmm. And how do you find trust in someone? How do you trust someone?
That's hard because I trust very, very, very
Yeah.
few limited.
You don't
people.
believe in the whole, like, you have my trust till you lose it thing, do you?
No.
No?
No.
You earn the trust?
Exactly.
How?
I don't know. Just like being there, you know, like even just telling you like little things, and like if you tell other people, then I'll be like, okay, well I can't tell them like
Mm-hmm.
serious things.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you test them.
yeah, I guess.
What about you, Mark?
I think I automatically trust a person.
Mm.
I'd say that I'm really trustworthy, or I find
You trust people?
trust people. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. What makes you lose that trust in other people? Do you give them more than one chance?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, a generous God. Look at you.
yeah, but doesn't always work out.
Mm. I'm pretty picky, I think. I'm not like you, Kayla. Like, I'm not like super, well, am I?
I think you might be
I might.
because I only, yeah,
I think my feelings is something that, like, I don't really trust a lot of people with.
yeah, exactly.
I'm the same way
You
as you.
say it very hesitant.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I think I trust people easily, but now that I think of it, I don't. It, like, I choose what to trust them with, but it's like it takes a while before like I fully, trust them and like know. It's hard to trust someone though. Like, you never.
Because like, what if they just go around telling other people?
Yeah, and it's not even just like secrets and stuff. It's like, how do they like really feel about me? It's like having that trust in
too.
people. Like, how do you actually feel about me? Do you like secretly want like our friendship to end? Do you secretly have like a certain despise towards me? Like, it's scary knowing like what do you actually feel? Like, you could be a completely different person and like I wouldn't know. So that's what's scary about trust. Isaac, how do you trust someone?
Usually, I don't trust someone until they trust me.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
But what if they have the same mindset as you?
Then we're getting nowhere. Yeah, usually I can tell if like I can trust them or not based our friendship, like the beginning.
Like if they're like a loudmouth?
Yeah.
What do you mean until they trust you though?
Like they tell me something like personal, or usually something they wouldn't tell someone else.
Oh, I think that's how I am.
Oh,
I think so.
But and then there's like those people that tell everyone.
Yeah,
everything
I was
personal.
about to say like, what
No,
if that
but,
person
like,
just
I
tells
know.
everybody?
Trust me, I know.
Okay.
Isaac
Okay.
would know. Damn, I don't know. How can people just tell everyone everything? I don't understand that.
it's
Thomas,
fun.
you're very trustworthy, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I find it like pretty easy to trust other people.
don't you get scared?
I don't know. Like,
Sorry for the baby.
I don't know. I like looking for the best in people, and so like if we're getting along, I would probably trust you.
With like personal things.
Oh, I mean, there's levels. So if we're like, a little bit of friends, like I don't know, I probably wouldn't tell you anything too serious. Maybe like, oh yeah, I'm just feeling a little down or something like that. If we get along and we're friends, then I'll probably trust you with like some personal stuff.
Like, when you tell people your problems, don't you ever feel like you're just being like selfish or like a burden on them? Because like that's how I feel when I tell people my problems. Like, why do they care?
Oh, I mean, I only tell them my problems whenever they ask about it. Like I won't go up to someone and start talking about it. But if they want to know what's wrong, then yeah.
And what if they don't ask?
Then that's okay.
You don't think you'd like have the urge to tell them?
Yeah, I don't have the urge to do that.
Really?
Yeah, because I understand the thing where like, oh, I feel like a burden, but when that person wants to know, or yeah.
And then what about like when you like do you have like certain close friends that you do just?
Yeah, I do. Like, there's some friends like I'd consider my best friends,
Mm-hmm.
where like if I have a problem, then I would just kind of straight up tell them. just because they're my best friends.
Mm-hmm. I think that's like having trust in them, you know? Like you trust that they won't see you as a burden.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Well, I think it should be that way in a friendship.
Yeah.
You shouldn't view the other person
think
as
so.
a burden.
But it's so hard. Well, not that, but like when you're the person telling them about like your problems.
You just feel guilty.
Yeah, I'd feel guilty. Like if I just texted you and I was like telling you about all my problems and expected you to like listen, I feel like that'd be like selfish of me to like take up your time and assume that you care. But I guess it's having trust that like you would care and that you like would be willing to help.
If you want to be a good friend, you would want to listen to that person. But it does feel like that person's being a burden to you. But of course, you want to do your best and like try to help them out. So is it really like a bad thing then?
What about when you need help?
When I need help? If I feel the burden?
If you feel like you want to tell someone about your problems, do you think the same way as in I'm a burden, or do you think that they should care?
I mean, initially I'd expect them to care.
Mm-hmm.
But then I guess like as I keep on giving them my problems, and then just by the responses they're giving and just how they're like taking it, that's when I would feel, okay, now this person doesn't care, so like I should like change the subject or not care.
So do you think you're a big helper? Like you really enjoy like helping people, or you just kind of like don't involve me with that? Just like you do your own thing, I do my own thing, but
Of
we're
course
like
I want to
friends.
help. It's just with the people I want to help. And then with the people that I don't want to help, or it's not that.
You
it's
don't
just
know
that
how to help?
we're not that close to where like you can
care
trust
enough?
if there's like enough trust.
Trust?
Yeah. Like I'm not sure if this person can trust me with these problems.
What like that you'll do like a good job of helping them?
Yeah.
For me, helping others comes pretty easily. Like I don't care if you're just like some stranger on the internet or you're like my closest friend ever. I would always help to the best of my abilities. Like sure, sometimes I doubt like, okay, well what if like the advice I'm giving won't really help them? I would always try and give my best input no matter what. So I never see anyone as a burden. The only time I see helping others or like talking to them or giving advice as a burden is when like I'm really stressed and like I'm busy doing other stuff and then they choose to do it. But when I have nothing going on and yeah, if I have nothing going on, I'm always willing to talk to someone about their problems.
Yeah, or sometimes it can come across as a burden when like you keep on telling the person the same advice, but they choose not to listen to it.
Oh.
And if they come to you with the same problem, you're going to say the same thing and they're still going to, it's like a cycle.
Yeah.
And
I agree
sometimes
with
that can feel like, oh, well, then why am I telling this person these things?
I agree with that, Kayla. That was very well said.
Thank you.
I agree. I hadn't even thought about that, but yes, when people come up to you with like the same problem over and over again, and like to me, personally, when someone keeps like asking for me to help them with the problem that I've already given my best advice to, but they still like they can't, I seem to be no help, then that just makes me get mad at myself because like I can't help, but you still have the problem. And now I feel like I'm the burden because I can't help and you keep coming back to me, but I can't really seem to make it better. So it just kind of makes me feel bad that I can't do anything more to help them.
Yeah, but like, what if you give the right advice?
And I solve their problem?
No, but they don't listen to it. And then they just...
Well, maybe it wasn't the right advice. Or maybe they were ignorant.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's when I would start to see them as a burden. If like they choose to be ignorant or they just choose not to listen, then I'd be like, okay, well then what's the point of me trying to help if you don't even want to listen to me in the first place and you're just using me to like rant to someone.
Yeah. That's kind of how I view it.
Mm-hmm.
I usually find it a burden because when I give advice, I feel like they won't even use it. They'll use some like they ask because a lot of people ask for advice and they don't use it.
Yeah, that's true.
So basically, like other people mess up my experience of that when they don't use my advice. To others, I'm just like, I don't know, ask someone else.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can be kind of guilty of that sometimes. Like, for example, like, this is nothing too serious, but like when I wanted bangs, like everybody told me like, don't do it, like you're gonna regret it. And
But you still
something
did.
inside of me was just like, do it. So I did it, and I ended up regretting it. So yeah, sometimes because I feel like I need to experience it on my own. So
You just want to hear like some reassurance.
yeah,
That's probably what you're
Yeah.
not looking for advice. You just want reassurance
Like,
to what you're thinking.
but I still did it. I ended up not liking it.
We need pictures. They need a
No,
leak. Kayla with bangs.
I made sure not to take any pictures at all.
Your mom has to have taken some on her Facebook up as we speak.
No, it was bad.
Oh man, what gets you guys mad in a friendship? Like, what's something that just gets you like mad, angry, furious, fuming, literally steaming, like about to pop off?
That's
Like,
hard because
yeah.
usually I don't get really mad. Usually,
But when you do, what's the trigger?
I don't know. I don't think any of my like close friends have ever gotten me like really, really, like really, really mad to the point where like I feel like crying.
Oh, what gets?
Oh,
you mad?
actually,
Oh,
well, it was just because like but it was like a partner, like a project with people, so it doesn't really count as it doesn't really count as, like friendship.
what gets you mad though?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you say like gets you mad in a
That's
friendship that
hard.
people do? That's like really like, why would you do that? You dumb bee.
I usually like I'm trying to think of scenarios like let's say somebody like tells other people like my secrets or something. I wouldn't be mad.
Fuming.
I wouldn't be mad, but I would rather like I would feel disappointed or like sad.
Betrayed.
Yeah, usually I don't really feel mad.
What about you, Mark?
When somebody don't take my feelings into consideration. Yeah, especially when they say something or do something and they don't take my feelings into consideration. That's what gets me mad.
Like fuming, like you're about to pop off.
You about to fight him?
Well, I wouldn't fight them.
Okay.
But if it's like that feeling, then yeah,
Mm.
Oh.
it's equal to that.
It sucks because that's like what I do the most.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I can
Right?
tell.
Yeah,
It's inconsiderate.
I'm accidentally inconsiderate. Do you know any examples of when I've been like very inconsiderate? That like you just like were fuming.
You remember when you sent that post to the group chat?
Which one?
I replied, "You're so mean" to it.
Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah. I was
one.
like, what are you talking about? Like, are you serious? Are you not? I was like,
Yeah, I
confused.
didn't know if you were being sarcastic.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what was going on.
yeah. what the post was my dramatic ass leaving the group chat
Yeah.
to see if anyone would notice.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
it
you-
was that one.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you were
thought
just adding me.
you were.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just funny because I do that.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought you were adding him too.
I was just like
I thought it was just in general.
Yeah, I was just
You're
like,
being considerate.
I knew.
I just thought it was like in general.
No,
like,
it was
I
so
was-
obvious. I literally
thought it
thought you
was-
were adding him.
yeah.
Wait, I
Really?
didn't
You
know.
left the group chat?
You left the.
No.
I don't remember.
Remember that last time when I left?
But you left?
You
Yeah,
you
I
left?
remember.
Wait, the podcast group chat?
Oh, no, I think I just blocked it.
I know you did.
You
block
You
me.
blocked
deactivate-
us?
You
Oh.
did, no, you
But that's
you
like-
deactivated, right?
Oh yeah, deactivated.
Oh, so that's
yeah.
the equivalent?
Is
yeah.
it? Oh.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
see it that
fine.
way.
Well, that was not at you. I'm
Okay.
sorry. That was not at anyone. You thought that was at you, Thomas?
Oh, I mean, I didn't take it personally.
You
I
just
thought it was
related
funny.
to it. I just
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
thought-
really funny.
I was just like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's why when I saw him, like, Gael, you're messed up, and I thought you knew.
No, I was like, I thought Mark was like just like joking about like some
Yeah.
previous message.
Just to avoid conflict.
Why?
Because
Well,
I'll get over it soon.
you'll get over it.
It's like Isaac's mentality.
Yeah,
I get it.
So dumb. I love when people confront me.
Yeah, but then do you take it serious?
Yes, that's why I like
I
it.
mean, why? I don't know. You like confrontation, but
Thomas.
it's like you're seeing it as like a fun thing.
Yeah,
But
I see it.
it's not supposed to be Gael. That's why I don't confront you, because
Yeah.
I feel like you're not gonna take it serious.
I feel
Or-
like no one can confront you without you justifying everything. That
Really?
They say.
That's
I
true.
can
Yeah.
definitely see that.
Uh-huh.
Or they'll ask you questions, you don't answer, you flip the questions back on
Yeah.
them.
Yes, I
we don't
do.
mean to drag you.
We just want
but-
answers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just want you to understand what's going on instead of justifying everything you do.
Yeah. Like I'm about to do it right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay. It's
I was
okay to
expecting it.
say
That's
that.
something else. Like, it's really hard to like not justify like every time you speak, or like when someone confronts you, it's so hard to not like justify.
Yeah, you
it,
feel
I
like you're
guess.
attacked, right?
No, not
Or it's
not
not
that.
that.
Like I don't feel attacked or anything. I just like, cause I'm trying to like have you understand what I was thinking.
But then,
But doesn't that come across as justifying?
yeah, I guess. But then, how about us? Because that's the whole point of the confrontation. Our feelings.
Like, shouldn't I just like say like, should I just say like, sorry, I won't do it again? Isn't
No,
that
Well,
like
no,
too-
no,
now
no,
that's
no.
just.
But
That's
here's
too,
the
like-
thing. Here's the thing. You should apologize, but you should mean it. You shouldn't feel like you have to say it for the conversation to be
Yeah,
over.
that's what I'm confused about. Like I've always been like, so let's say someone confronts me, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, and like what they said was like completely different from how I felt. Should I like say how I felt, or is that justifying?
You should, of
No,
course,
no,
say what
say-
you felt
yeah.
just to clear things up. But then at the end, you should,
Like, I'm sorry you feel that way.
yeah. Like take
But,
in consideration
yeah,
of what
that.
they feel.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but isn't that justifying?
Okay. Well, to an extent, because
an
you're
extent.
letting the other people know, like, how you're feeling, how, like, they should take you into
Well,
consideration.
some people don't think
also.
about it like that. Some
Look
people
at you,
think about
you're
it like,
justifying it right now.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like I'm trying to like convey like my way of thinking, but to you guys it just comes off as defensive and like me trying to justify myself and not like be open-minded.
Yeah, but when you justify yourself, it's like you're undermining our feelings.
That's very
Really?
true.
Yes.
Yeah, because
You
you don't
dismiss them.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
dismiss everything. They're
Like, oh, you
saying,
shouldn't have
and
felt
then-
that way.
And then you
Yeah,
only
you
start
should. Yeah,
to
that's exactly
focus
what
on
you're.
yourself.
like
what
you shouldn't have felt that way. I didn't even mean it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have trouble the most with. Being inconsiderate.
It's like when you tell me, it's like when you justify yourself, you tell me that I shouldn't feel this way, but
You do.
I felt this
Instead,
way.
you should say, like, you should validate their
Mhm.
feelings. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I can understand why you feel this way.
So then, when that happens, should I just like, would it be like a better response to just like be like, you're right, I understand you feel that way, I'm sorry, or should I still try to like explain to you the reason I reacted that way or did what I did?
I
'Cause
guess-
isn't that justifying?
How about both?
Both?
Yeah.
You can do both.
Well,
Because of course you need to you gotta explain your intentions at first, just so it'll clear things up that you didn't really mean it. But then you gotta say sorry. You gotta validate their feelings.
does that like to you guys? Does that not come across as justifying? Because there's some people I've met that have done that too. That I'm like,
Like
you know, like
do
I
what?
completely understand your feelings. I felt like I was wrong, and the reason I did that was because of this. But they're still like, okay, but you're still justifying yourself. So like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where's the barrier between me trying to explain like my point of view while
Because
still
the
taking
thing
their
is that-
consideration and like just justifying?
Because the thing is that whenever you try and explain yourself, it comes off as justifying because you justify everything. I don't think there has ever been a time where someone has confronted you about something, and you did not justify yourself,
Yeah.
or you didn't try explaining yourself.
Yeah, that's what
You
I mean.
don't like being wrong, and I've told you so
Mhm.
many times.
Yeah.
But nothing really changed.
Yeah. So like what you just said right now, like you've never apologized without trying to explain yourself. So when should you not explain yourself? Because earlier you guys said, no, I mean you should still explain yourself because just saying sorry is gonna like come
Yeah,
across
that's
as
fine,
you
but
trying
it's not fine when you do it for everything.
I feel like there should be like I don't think there shouldn't be a barrier between justifying yourself or what was the other side?
explaining yourself.
Explaining yourself. Like you should know like which one's which.
Well, the thing is the other person doesn't know. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like
Wait,
How do
which
you-
person? The one that's just justifying themselves?
the one that I'm trying to explain my point of view. They just see it as pure justifying yourself. So it's like, with those type of people, should you just like, because it seems wrong for them on their side to also not want to listen to you and just want an apology and nothing else. Because I think it should be mutual. Like, even though I'm the one that's in the wrong, the other person, I think, should still try to take into consideration my feelings and why I felt and did the things I did. And sometimes the other person doesn't want that. Like, they don't want to listen to you. And isn't that wrong?
That is wrong, yeah.
So I think that's what I struggle with, because I've had a lot of situations like that, and it's like frustrating, but I can't see the whole justification thing.
I think I'll admit, like, I do get mad when you start explaining yourself, but I only ever get mad at you for that when it's the same problem. Yeah, like, so I already confronted you about this problem. We already talked about it. You already explained yourself, and I already explained myself and the way I felt, but nothing changes. And then it happens again, and that's when I start getting mad because nothing is changing.
That's the same thing with me too. It's only with the issues that already been
Addressed.
that has already been addressed. Yeah, I was gonna say that, and that I just have to keep on telling you this, but like, it gets tiring.
Do you have an example?
With the consideration thing, like, there's countless of like examples of you not taking in consideration of me.
What's the most recent one?
Probably the "you're so mean" one.
Oh, really? Does it happen frequently? Because, like, because I didn't know it was like this much of a problem towards you, because you've never told me about it because of the whole justification thing.
Okay.
And right now you're saying you're getting tired because the problem never seems to get fixed. But don't you think it doesn't get fixed because you've never actually confronted me about it and been serious about it?
I mean, I told you about the one the Ariana Grande one.
Yep.
That one.
The Ariana Grande incident.
And then there's just like little small things that I just thought that it was not worth it just to confront you about. And then there's the "you're so mean" thing. And then,
but now you're upset that like the same problem keeps happening.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was going on. But you think that since you told me way back, you think that should have been like enough?
Yeah.
Wait, girl, that doesn't make sense, because you tell me that if Mark kept telling you about that problem, then you would have realized and stopped, right? That's what you're saying?
But after that one time, it was really serious though.
So
like
I
deactivated my account.
Yeah.
I ignored you for a week. Like, I felt really bad about it. It's not that like I wanted you to feel bad. It's just that
you wanted it to be serious, taken serious.
No. Or yeah, but then I just felt bad. I was just trying to make it serious.
No, yeah. But the reason why it didn't make sense was because I have already confronted you. Like, I'm not afraid to confront you about like problems I have with you, and I always confront you. And even though it's the same problems, you still haven't changed. So why are you saying that if Mark did the same thing I'm doing, then you would change? Because it's not happening.
That's true. That's pretty hard. That's a very difficult thing to do, because of course the problems that like people would have with me, it's not like I'm purposely trying to hurt you or you, Thomas. I'm not trying to purposely hurt my friends and keep having the same problems. It's just something that it's basically you have to change your whole personality, right? Like, you can't just be like, stop being inconsiderate, and I'll be like, okay, I understand, and then I'll never be inconsiderate. The constant reminders that like I usually ask for just really help, because then that way I keep thinking about it, like, okay, so that's the kind of thing that like I shouldn't do. And like, to me, that helps me, because to the other person it would be pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because it keeps happening, and you keep telling them, and it's like, maybe it's getting a little better, but I'm still like seeing it. But at that point, I think it's just trusting the person that they're trying to change. And like, even if you don't see it right away, and even if you don't personally notice, it's about having that trust in them that they're aware of it and they know about it. And now you just have to be patient, just the way you'd want someone else to be patient with you when trying to change things that you don't like about yourself.
After this confrontation, now I get your viewpoint, and I'm hoping that you get my viewpoint. And now next time or in the future, it will be better.
Yeah.
But I just want you to know, like, every time you do this, it really hurts me.
What would you say is like the main thing I do? Like, what's like the inconsiderate part?
You say something
That's like,
that would hurt me, but you would still send it, or like you would still say it.
oh,
Yeah.
that's so like I guess I'm just a really mean person then, because like,
It's just that you don't know.
yeah, I think so, because like even with you, like maybe you had have noticed, but like ever since that, like the Ariana Grande incident, I'm trying hard to be like really careful with you and what I say. Like there's a lot of things that like I don't know if you'll get mad over. I don't really know what gets you mad and what doesn't. That's why I feel like it's important for you to tell me when something does get you mad.
I get
because
that.
like I
Of
don't
course.
know what I should say and what I don't say. So there's like there's like a lot of things that I like really filter, or not filter, but like really think like, oh, that'll probably get him mad. But
Okay.
even after that, there's still things that like slip out,
Yeah, I get
and
you.
that's why like you should tell me, so then I would know. Okay, so now I kind of have a general idea of what not to do.
Okay.
But
So, by solving my problem, I have to solve your problem.
okay,
But you should try to, stop yourself. Do your best to.
yeah, of course.
So,
Thomas, you wanted to talk about the things that gets you mad in friendships?
Yeah. So obviously, what Mark talked about, where you're inconsiderate, but I also really hate it when someone's a hypocrite. Like when they always complain about what, like, you do, what I do, but then they do the same exact thing, and then they see nothing wrong with it. Even when I confront them, like, they don't find anything wrong, even though I say like an example of what they did of the same thing they're getting mad at me for. Like that gets me really, really mad. Like that time, Kayla and I were in a group project with like other people, and this one person was not doing their work, and that person would always complain about me not doing my work, which was so frustrating. Like, if you're so annoyed at something I was doing, then why are you doing the same exact thing to me and to everyone else in the group?
when you're confronting this person, what would they say?
They wouldn't find anything wrong with it. Like, even if they were like, okay, you're not doing this, right? Like, these are your responsibilities and you haven't done them. They'd be like, relax, dude. That's what they say.
That is
They
so
tell
weird.
They tell you to like back off. Like, okay, dude, just relax.
Dude.
I'll do
Yeah.
them. Relax.
Every time you tell me about these issues, I get like so mad, and I wish I was like in their group or something, so I could just like
Tell
smack,
them.
smack, pap, 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 and like just like be on your side. Like
Yeah.
I never seem to be there when all these like fun confrontation things. See,
Fun?
there it is.
Wow.
No,
Fun,
like
guys.
How
when someone.
inconsiderate.
No.
I'm joking.
I said the wrong thing. I said the wrong.
It just slipped
thing.
out.
I slipped out. No, like when you have like these problems and it's like these people that are like so annoying, and like I wish I could just be there to confront them and be like, shut the fuck up, like, because
Okay.
everyone seems to be too scared to like actually like give back the energy they give to you.
Nah, I give off that energy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Even okay.
I would
Yeah.
have told that person like, well, you're being a hypocrite because you get mad when I don't do my work, so why don't you you do?
Yeah,
your
you
work?
use that fast tone too.
Oh my! It just slipped out.
You got a little too into it. Whoa, dude. But sometimes you do it even when it's like small things. Like it
Yeah,
slips
I get
out.
that with you.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe like the small things eventually start piling on, and then it makes
I'm
one
trying
big
to
thing.
eliminate them.
I don't know, man. Sometimes like it really slips out for you.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you're
it?
so quick too.
Yeah.
Like 1 second later, and then I feel
It's like you've had these feelings all
I
along.
know,
and
yeah.
you planned it out.
It's just so fun talking fast.
It's fun. I was
No.
getting flamed.
No,
for
talking fast,
this.
not the like.
Oh no, we're being the hypocrite.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow, look at this. Everyone's
man.
hypocritical at once.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But some
That's
are,
a
like,
big
bigger
problem.
hypocrites
Yeah,
than
some are
others.
bigger than
Well,
others.
that's weird though, Thomas, because they're saying that you don't do the work, yet when they're not doing the work,
I didn't like directly say that they were hypocritical though. I just said that you're not doing your part.
Yeah,
should
no, you
say
should
it.
be hypocrite. You should just be
Because
like,
I
pat,
think-
pat, pat.
I find it really hard to speak directly to someone about a
their
problem
faults.
they have.
Yeah.
Like unless like I'm really really close to you. But yeah, I couldn't do it. But when I was on a call with Kayla, I was going off. I was like I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, you confront
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
but them.
So angry. And well, yeah.
Why would you think they do this though? Because that's what I want to know.
I don't
Like
know.
why
It's,
are
I
they
don't know.
doing
it's
this?
just the way they are. Like
Yeah.
it's just
I mean, we don't
a
know.
personality trait, really.
It's like
Mhm.
another person. Even if you're friends with them, you wouldn't know like why they do that.
Uh-huh.
They just do, and that's what sucks about it. Isaac, what gets you mad in a friendship, my guy?
Wait, did I already say?
What?
What got me mad?
No, what did you say?
Holy fuck, we went off that far from the question.
Yeah. What gets you mad? What gets people?
Oh fuck, wait, I have to think.
Like a PG-13, no F-bombs.
We already said F bombs.
Sure. Okay,
Wait,
actually,
I didn't say an F-bomb yet.
you
I
know,
don't
it's
think
pretty.
so.
Okay, after like the first 50 minutes, maybe we could be a bit more lenient. Because like, if someone ever plays this podcast out loud, I doubt they'd play it for like 50 minutes
That's
straight.
true.
That's true.
So only the real ones get these exclusive languages. Isaac is in the restroom right now, so yeah.
If you're a little
Hello. Don't
That's
be
him.
too surprised. Back from Isaac's pee break. Isaac, did you think about what gets you
No!
mad? What gets you mad?
Wait, I still haven't thought, Gael.
So then think.
So, what gets me mad in a friendship is when people don't include me.
Has that ever happened with us?
One of you, yeah,
Who?
I'm not gonna say.
Why
Isaac?
confrontation? This helps.
is
This helps
important.
friendship.
This is important. Why are you so scared?
You just experienced it just now, and like I feel like me and Gael's friendship got better.
Yeah. Communication is the most important thing. Without it, everything's going to fail eventually. There's only so much someone can take, Isaac. You know that. Why are you so scared? I'll say it for you.
You know,
Isaac, I'll
know
say
who
it
it's
for
for?
you.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Who
Wait,
is it?
are we talking about the same?
Hey, wait, let's all say it. 3,
One. Wait, no.
two,
3, 1.
3,
Wait.
2, 1.
Gael.
Thomas.
Gael.
Oh, I
What
thought
did
it was.
What did Kayla say?
I said Gael.
What did you
Is it
say?
Gael?
Gael.
I said Thomas.
I said Thomas.
Whoa.
What?
Well,
Isaac, whose side?
Would it be me?
It's Mark. It's me.
Wait, Isaac. Who was it? Who's
Isaac,
right?
come on.
Wait,
Tell us who's correct.
Why?
Who's right?
We really went this far.
Yeah.
So you might as well.
Who's right?
If you don't say it, then it's gonna cause like a discrepancy between us.
I really don't want to say it. I'm gonna cause conflict right now. Wait, why do you guys think it's Gael? No, I just want to know why you guys think it's Gael.
Oh, okay.
Isaac,
never
about
mind.
what you said yesterday.
Yeah, literally last night. What
Yeah.
you told us.
What
why
happened?
you guys
I wasn't
think
here.
Thomas?
What happened?
Thomas, I don't know why it would be Thomas.
Yeah.
So tell me why you guys think it's Thomas.
Because you and Gael has the same problem with Thomas being like how he's different with his other friends.
The big reveal. Who?
No, with you guys, I don't have much of a problem, but we like talked about this in another podcast. It was when we told Thomas how he acts different around his other friends.
You don't like when he like acts different around his other friends? Like,
No,
why? It's like just bad.
yeah, it is like your value of a friend.
Oh, it makes you feel less valued. Like you're
Yes.
less of a friend to them. What's the issue with me, Isaac? That you guys seem to have
I-
discussed yesterday?
I don't remember.
I don't
Wait.
think it should be something you should be smiling about, Gael.
Okay.
Wait, just to clarify, so you guys talked, you Kayla, you Thomas, and Isaac last night about what?
Oh, it's just like
It's just like a whole round. We're just random.
yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, so, what part of the conversation that you guys had is relevant to this confrontation right now?
I mean, we can't say it unless Isaac is willing to say it.
And Isaac,
Isaac,
are you
this
willing
is your
to say
conflict.
Yeah, and if Isaac doesn't want to, he doesn't have to.
it? Okay.
But he
But-
should.
Gal, don't pressure him.
No.
Don't
But-
pressure him.
It's more of a, it's conflict that clearly should be resolved. So I feel like it'd be almost not necessarily, but a little like mean to not want to resolve it and just like let it happen.
It's good for the friendship.
It is. That's what I mean. Like it's good for it. Like if I had a problem with you and I was like, I have problems with Isaac. Isaac, I have problems with you. I'm not gonna tell you though. Wouldn't that just be like put a strain on the friendship?
The thing is, I literally don't remember what Thomas was saying. Was talking.
Do you want them
Okay,
to
so
say it
obviously
for you?
wasn't significant. If you can't
Ooh.
remember.
No, but maybe I just didn't view it that way.
You were
Thomas
the one
views
that
pretty
brought it up.
significant.
Yeah,
You were the
who
one
brought
that
it
said
up. Yeah.
what happened.
Wait, so something happened and then you guys took it differently?
Or Isaac, are you trying to cover it up by saying you
No, I
don't
literally
Yeah,
cannot
Isaac.
remember.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
You
I
cannot
think you're
remember.
covering it
You
up.
seem to do that pretty often in the same tone.
Oh my god.
Wait, why don't you guys want to? Why don't you just say it out loud?
Isaac doesn't
Because
want
it's
us to
not your
say
business.
it.
It's not
Okay,
your
Thomas,
business.
you
It's
tell
not
him.
your business.
Okay.
It has to do with it
Tell me.
is. It is his. It's everybody's business, isn't it?
Yeah.
It involves everybody.
But it's Isaac's problem with someone else.
It's gonna.
And if he doesn't want to say it, he doesn't have
Who's
to.
this problem with?
It's not that he doesn't want to say it. He just doesn't remember it.
I literally do not remember. I'm not
Wait, so
Tell
do you
him
want?
about
it.
do you-
Isaac, get
hey,
back over
Isaac,
here.
So do you want to remember it?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Just because you forget the problem doesn't mean it isn't there.
Yes. So do you want to remember it?
If I forgot, it was probably insignificant.
I don't think so. I forgetting about big problems doesn't mean it wasn't significant because it was very significant in the moment.
Leave the room.
You two are two people.
You guys need to leave the room.
3 versus 2.
Alright, you're trying everything you can
dumb.
because I know you're not gonna cover your ears. So no,
No, 'cause
Kyle, get out.
I don't want to.
Kyle needs to pee.
What if he just wants to pee?
This is escalating. It's like it's Isaac. How do you
Yeah, this
not
is becoming-
remember?
Dude, I swear I don't remember.
Okay.
Wait, give me my phone.
Kyle's obviously gonna listen.
Just wait for Guy to come out. Isaac, Tom's Guy, are you coming with me?
So, I don't know where we left off last time, but here's the recap. So, apparently, Isaac has a problem with me, with Gael. And this problem has been going on for a while. And Isaac forgot the problem. So,
'Cause it's
Thomas and
Happening
Kayla,
so long.
Thomas and Kayla had to tell him about it. So, Mark and I went out of the room for a few minutes, but now we're back. And we're ready to get this started. So, tune in, get ready, get your popcorn. And let's hear your piping hot tea.
So basically, we were talking about like the problem with being included or like excluded or whatever. So this one time we were recording the podcast, right? And Mark had to go, and you were like, "Wait, Mark, please don't go. If you go, I don't want to be here."
Did I
No,
say
you
that?
said no. I'm pretty sure you said like there's no reason for me to
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you said that. And like I felt so bad. I felt like you
Fuck.
put Mark above like me.
No, yeah, that is mean.
So like I always felt
Yeah,
like you
I
wanted to
know.
include Mark more because you liked him more.
Really?
Yeah, you.
How
said
long
that.
ago was this?
I don't know, but it was like
Hasn't
2018.
happened in a
I remember
while,
this
but-
podcast episode. It was the 16 personalities one.
Damn. Wait. What?
Yeah.
How did you remember?
because I just noticed how you were feeling that day. Because during that day, it's when you and Isaac were laughing a lot, and that was really like, delaying the podcast. And then during that, like Gael was not feeling his best, so maybe that's why.
That's why he said that.
No, maybe that's why he was feeling so emotional that day.
Okay. Maybe.
I could see that because even for my standards, like, damn, that's really mean.
It was
Like, I
mean.
really said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said that. Like I'm not even changing your words.
I don't think it was during the 16 personality test. It wasn't that.
Yes, it was.
Really? I don't think so.
remember.
You specifically remember him telling you that.
Or maybe it's not.
Oh my god! Because there has been countless times where like, okay, I have to leave soon, and then Gal was like, Oh wait, but if you leave,
Oh, so it's multiple. It's
no,
not
no,
just
no,
one.
no,
It's
multiple
no, no.
times?
I mean, no, not multiple times, but I mean maybe multiple times. But I remember this one time, and I don't think it was during the 16
it was
personalities.
the 16 personalities.
Because
one.
I
You just
remember
said
that
you
day.
Didn't remember
Yeah.
clearly.
I think it is. Do you remember any like
I
any other
remember.
details?
I remember that guy was annoyed that like we were delaying the podcast,
Yeah.
but
That could have been several occasions.
yeah,
Okay.
but I don't think.
But did I say like
No.
don't leave? Like you're the only reason I'm here.
Yeah. You.
Multiple? No, like multiple
Oh,
times.
No.
I don't know about multiple.
So just
times,
it's
but
just this
there's-
once.
Just once.
Okay.
I think there might have been multiple times, but I remember
You
this
think?
You
one
might have You
hurting
might have
the most.
implied the same context, just
Maybe-
not the same wording.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know that like I say like, "Oh, are you leaving?" Okay, I guess I'll leave too then, and that's because like we walk together or we get a ride home
No,
together.
okay, yeah, but that's something separate. We're not talking about that.
Okay. So what are you talking about?
We're saying that Mark's leaving. You're like, oh, then there's no reason for me to be here.
Right. That happened once, right?
Yes,
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for that. Like
But-
I really.
but there probably have been other times where you implied the same thing by saying like, oh, I mean, but if you're leaving, like, why am I here? Well, why am I still here?
have there? Or you think?
I'm pretty sure yes.
Well, I don't like that. The whole like maybe.
okay, never mind. Drop
I
it
think
then.
no. I think we shouldn't focus. Well, has there been more? I think we
Yeah,
should just focus
focus
on
on
this
that.
situation.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry for that. Like, I don't know why I said that. It might have been like what Mark said. I don't know. I don't remember saying it, but if I did, I'm sure I didn't mean it. If it was during that day that like, you guys kept laughing for like 15 minutes, and then I got like annoyed, and then I got like annoyed, yeah, and then I did want to leave early, then I might have like been then I could see why I did say that, because Mark and Thomas were like the only ones that weren't doing that. But besides that, yeah, I'm sorry, Isaac, or everyone else, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, because like that's so mean of me. Like that was like,
Yeah, it was just so annoying because I remember you guys were talking about like there was an episode where I couldn't be there because I had to go to like the doctors, and so I had to leave, and like you were totally fine with it. You're like, you know what, it's fine. Like we're just gonna do one without you, and I didn't take it personally. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't need to be there for every podcast, but this time when Mark was like, okay, I gotta go, we can't film one. I can't be there to film one.
mm.
And then you're like, okay, well, if you leave, then why am I here? Like,
I said that.
well, if I leave, then like I have no reason being here.
Did I
It's
say
like,
that?
Yeah.
That
What
I
was
only
the thing
said
you
that
said?
once.
What was the thing you said? We're like,
That like if he leaves, there's no reason for you to
yeah,
be there.
yeah, that's what you said.
What?
What Kayla just said.
Oh, I couldn't hear you, Kayla.
You couldn't hear me? Are you
No.
okay?
Maybe you should pay attention.
God. Okay, so
That was
basically,
That was.
Pay attention. Literally, Kayla was at
okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just say it again. So what he's saying that you said was that, oh, Mark, if you leave, there's no reason for me to be here. This is the same thing that Isaac said.
So I said it twice. Or was it like?
no. She's just repeating what you said that you forgot.
Okay.
But you said this other like thing where you had to leave,
Yeah.
and then Mark.
Yeah, because when Mark was leaving early for that one time, that's when you said it. That's what I remember. The time you said it, not the 16 personalities one, because I
Oh,
remember that
okay.
one
Oh, okay.
going really late into the day. But when Mark had to leave, I remember it still being kind of bright.
Okay. Yeah. Well, sorry for saying that. I did not mean it
I accept your apology. I
at
forgive you.
all. Was that it? Was there anything else? Since you said like it had been going on for like a while.
No, I just like it happened a long time ago.
Cause that's something that like I've been really like thinking about for months now. It's like I get scared of accidentally including someone more than others. Like that's a really big fear of mine. Like for example, if I say goodnight to one person and then I don't say goodnight to some other person, then that person's gonna feel like I didn't say goodnight to them. So now I'm like, oh no, that's really mean. Now I have to say goodnight to every single one.
So do you do that?
No.
Oh.
That's why I get scared. like I say goodnight to a few people, and then sometimes I say goodnight to everyone, and then sometimes I don't say goodnight to anyone. And it's like small things like that, like really stress me out, like, because I don't want anyone to feel like
Left out.
yeah, like left out, or like I value one person more than the other.
Yeah.
So then I get just so worried about accidentally excluding someone. Like sometimes Isaac's walking, and then I want like, and then no one else is walking with him, so I go walk with him. But then I see like Thomas has no one now, so then now I have to go with Thomas. So it's just like something that like has been
On your mind.
yeah, like I don't know what to do, and I guess I just want you guys to know, like, even though sometimes I might
Come across. as
come across
inconsiderate?
that like I'm like prioritizing one person,
Okay.
just like know that that's never the case, and like I try my best to make sure I give the same energy to everyone.
Okay.
So for now, I think we're gonna end the podcast. So sorry we didn't have time for questions. I know I asked you guys, but this ended up being a longer episode than usual. I think it's our longest episode, 2 hours. So thank you for listening to the end. If you truly listened to us for 2 hours, then we really appreciate you. Any announcements? Well, the beanies, they will be here next month for sure. It's the 23rd, so everything probably should be done by the second week of next month. It's April, right? Next month?
Yes.
Yeah. So by the second week of April, beanies should be out. So that's pretty exciting. Besides that, if you enjoyed listening to this, give us a rating on Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. We will for sure read those messages on Apple Podcasts, and it really helps us a lot. And if you like this podcast, if you enjoy listening to us, then tell someone about it, because that is probably the biggest thing you could do to help us grow. So we'd really appreciate if you told someone, just one person. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.